Hi everybody, so we are here. I'm just waiting for Kay to arrive. So yeah, talk amongst yourselves for a little while. We shan't be long. Here we are. She's walked in.
I just needed, yeah, colour nature and a glass of water. It's not gin, I promise.
Are we going straight on the overhead then?
Yeah, straight on the overhead.
Straight on the overhead.
So today I wanted to do my top 5 favourite techniques with super fine embossing powders. So what you're going to need for this is a selection of colours. We've got Copper Load of That, White Cliffs of Dover, Glamrock Gold and Hi Ho Silver. I also use flitter glue for this because I find flitter glue dries tacky and it's a really strong glue, so it's much better for me personally than using Versamark, which is just sticky.
Have you been running?
I have. How did you know? I'm out of breath. It's a long way up the garden, across the house, up the stairs, down to the other side of the house to the loo and back again. You really didn't need to know that, did you? So sorry. Okay, so you'll need these. I'm also going to be using some texture paste. I'm going to use our Ultra Fine like True Grit, which is lovely. I'm also going to be using some Luscious powders as well. I've got Pied Piper here and Raspberry, just the first two I grabbed out of the drawer, and a selection of stamps as well. So I've got like a nice detail stamp there, a nice detailed background stamp, lovely background stamp there, another one here. So we've got a selection of stamps as well, and I've got a couple of stencils. So hi everyone, thanks for joining me. Sorry I was a few minutes late. I do beg your pardon.
Wendy thought I was going to have to do an emergency demo.
That would be really funny actually.
It would.
So I'm going to start off, I think, with just doing a simple stamp.
Have you mentioned the discount code?
I haven't. I thought you might have done that already.
No, I was so busy.
So what have we got? We've got a special offer. So 20% off embossing powders. So that's all of these ultra fine ones. It's not the glorious ultra thick. It's these. Also, you can get 20% off your flitter glue, any size, or is it just that size?
Both sizes.
Both sizes. You can also get 20% off the True Grit. Now that is good. Just use the code EMB20 at the checkout. And it will automatically come out of your basket, that 20% off. Also, remember, if you like it, comment and share, and you get a chance to win our £25 voucher for anything off the website. So there we go. That's a good deal. Thanks, Alfie. So I'm going to start with Ginny and Jared Shaw's Sunflower Mandala, which is beautiful. I love this. I'm going to do it on black card because I've got black card next to me. And also you get a chance to see it really nice and clearly on the overhead camera. The flitter glue, I'm going to need a piece of fat foam. So I'm just going to cut a small piece of this. There we go. So this you can actually use and you can wash in cold water afterwards and then reuse it. So just twist the nozzle of the flitter glue to open up the channel there where the glue comes out. and I'm getting near to the end of mine, so come on, let me get enough out. There we go. Round about a teaspoon full, I think. Twist the nozzle and the nipple will shoot up here and push out any excess glue, and just give that a wipe, and that makes sure that it doesn't bung up at all. All right, so that's your flitter glue. Then I just need to use a palette knife just to squish in all of the flitter glue into that fat foam. So you may have fat foam at home, you may have cut and dry. I think we've got fat foam that's black on the top as well, so it's the soft squishy part that you push it into. And basically we're making a ink pad but made out of flitter glue. And just to stop it from drying out, I put it face down either on a piece of plastic or something like that whilst I'm using it. So that should last quite a few goes. Actually, you don't need to recharge it for quite a while. And then I'm just going to tap onto the stamp all the way around. And the next bit, you need to be really quick with your stamping, because it reacts really quickly. So straight on and then straight off, and you can hear it sort of almost grabbing hold of that card, and there you go, you can see it there quite nicely.
It was described as like kissing the mother-in-law.
I did describe it like kissing the mother-in-law, nice and quick, on and off. I'm amazed you still remember that, Alfie. Right, you must wash your stamp afterwards, and what I tend to do is just get some water and an old rag and give that a good clean. If you forget to clean it, you'll just end up with sticky stamps, and you don't need to worry about that, because you can just clean it with some easy peasy stamp cleaner, and then it's good to go. Okay, so we've got our stamp there. Let me get a piece of paper underneath here.
So this is number 5, is it?
This is number 5.
Top 5.
Top 5, yeah. Just normal stamping and embossing. And I think I'm going to go for hi-ho silver. So just chuck it all over. Pop the rest back in the pot, and I always pour towards yourself, then you can see what's happening. And then I've got 2 pieces of colour now. I use a dry brush just to clean up the edges, because I am quite a mucky crafter and I know I get fingerprints everywhere. Okay, and then we just heat it. Now, if you haven't got a heat gun, you can put this on top of your toaster or under the grill. I know my heat gun is actually a paint stripper, so it's really quick. Yours will take longer, but look at the detail you get in that. It's just stunning. This is the first thing that really caught my eye when I started crafting. And getting into all of these lovely different products. I just loved it. So that's number 5. Let's go on to number 4. Let's do a nice background. Let's try, let's do this one. This is William Morris Strawberry. Oh, no. I'm going to go for this one, because this has got the teeniest, tiniest little dots in here, and that will really show off how lovely the embossing is. So I just need to grab another piece of card. Let's get our flitter glue going. So again, just tap. A little goes a long way. You don't need to flood it with flitter glue, just a little bit, because the beauty of this is it does show up all the nice little details and all those teeny tiny weeny dots on here. There we go. And then quickly stamp, so straight on and straight off. There we go. Let me just give that a quick clean. There we go. that back. So that is called circle dot background. Okay, so with this one, let's try a different colour. So let's go for the copper.
So Sarah's asked, what's flitter glue?
Okay, so flitter glue, that's a really, really good question. Flitter glue, we came up with that about 12 years ago. I was looking for a product that I could stamp with and then use gilding flake with. And there were quite a few products on the market, but nothing really did what I wanted it to give me the detail of it. And this stays tacky when you use it, and you use it in just exactly the same way as I've done now, but instead of putting embossing powder on, ultra fine embossing powder, you actually put gilding flake on. And I'm actually going to be showing you a technique that uses the gilding flake, so just stay tuned and I will show you that. So what I'm doing is I'm actually heating one area first and then I'm moving on. You don't want to be wafting all over the place because it won't heat up properly. And you'll see the change. It'll go from dull to nice and shiny, and then sort of just chase it around the image until it's all converted into lovely, delicious shininess. And hopefully you can see even these teeny tiny dots around here is just looking amazing. So what an incredible background you can use this for. You can cut them out individually, you can use it as a main background for a piece or whatever you like. So let's go quickly on to a bit more interesting techniques now. First of all, let me just show you the different colours. So I've actually done the white here. I've done the White Cliffs of Dover, Hi Ho Silver, I've forgotten the gold one, Glamrock Gold, and copper load of this. Copper load of that even. So you've got those 4 beautiful colours. We also do a clear as well, which I use all the time. So those are those techniques. Now this is going to get a little bit more interesting. So I think I'm going to use this William Morris Arts and Crafts background stamp. Is beautiful. So I'm using it on one of our Thin Lizzies. So these are our stamping platforms that we actually have just introduced a few months ago, and we used to have Slim Jims, but these are even slimmer than that, and they're curved edges, so it's nice and easy for me to hold, and it's not too heavy either, and it does have a bit of a bend in it so that when I press on them I can actually get a really good impression. So these are our lovely new acrylic blocks, and all of our stamps cling to them. So again, we're coming on with the flitter glue. You've noticed that I haven't put any more flitter glue on the pad. It's just staying, it's got loads of juice left in it. Let me move that up a little bit. And then again, quick kiss stamp and off again. Oh, I've missed just a little bit up there. And we don't really want a dog hair, do we, in it?
I'll do that one again.
So what I'll do is I'll just do that again for you and just make sure I cover all of this properly. There we go. And it might be better if I stand up to do this. So I'm just going to make sure that I press all the different areas, and then you can hear that it really has stuck.
That was close.
It was close. If I'd left it any longer, it will pull all the card off because it's so strong, this flitter glue. I have known people to mend wooden drawers with it, I've been told, and soles of shoes and all sorts. So just be aware that you need to be quick, but you obviously need to get the pattern down as well. So okay,
just explain a bit about it not drying now on the.
So yeah, so this, if I leave this out till next week, it is still going to be tacky. So that is just lovely and tacky. So it's going to take either embossing powder, or it will take gilding flake, or it will take Luscious. and it doesn't dry, so you don't have to, you know, wait ages for it to dry off. All I would say is that sometimes people put too much glitter glue on their stamp, and then when they stamp it, it looks slightly white. If that happens, you're putting too much glitter glue onto your stamp, so just next time put less on. And then if it's white, you have to wait until that is just gone clear, like now. So you can see the image, but there's no white there at all. But you don't want to be doing loads of glitter glue on here, because what happens is you're going to just blur all that beautiful detail that you get from this glitter glue and the gilding and the embossing powders. So what I'm doing now is I'm putting just a little bit of copper load of that on, and then I'm flicking that off straight away. Move that out of the way. And then let's tip that back in there. And then let's go for the next colour, which is the lovely Hi-Ho Silver. So I'm just going to have a little bit there, and I think I'll have a bit there, maybe a little bit over here. Let's have 3 blobs of it. There we go. And then just flick it onto your catch-all paper. There we go. And then finally, let's get the Glamrock Gold on the rest. Okay. So we're using all 3 colours. That's lovely. So I know what I'm like, so I'm going to just put all the lids on before I go any further. And we're left with a lovely image with 3 different colours on here. I love this technique. Isn't that gorgeous? Just really lovely. I love that. So you can do that with, you know, I could put some white on as well, but I just did the 3 colours there, which is just beautiful. Right, next one.
What number are we on?
Oh, don't know, lost count.
So you're now on number 2.
Oh, I thought I was on number 3. I thought that was number 3.
Yeah, out of 5. So we're working backwards. So
yeah.
You started with 5, 4, 3, 2, and then 1 is your favourite.
My favoritist.
Out of your top 5. I'm trying to, you know, relate it to the title of the thing. Number 2, this is.
Number 2, William Morris Willow pattern. Again, this is a lovely. I might just, yeah. I was going to say I might just do a couple more, but I won't.
So Sarah says, does the glitter glue ruin the stamp? I have the Jane Collage stamp and don't want to ruin it.
No, not at all. Not at all. It won't ruin it. It's completely inert. And if it gets sticky, you just wash it under the tap with a soft old toothbrush and a bit of washing up liquid, and it comes off. If it doesn't come off, I would suggest that you use some of our Easy Peasy stamp cleaner, okay? Or you could use, if you're in the United States, you could use rubbing alcohol. That also will get it off, and no, it won't ruin it at all. Okay, so which stamp did she say she had?
Jane Collage.
Ah, yes. So again, we haven't put any more glitter glue on here. It's still good to go. So again, I'm just making sure that I cover all the areas of this, and then a quick on and off. There we go. So you notice how I hold the card down while I pull it off, and there you have the image on there. And again, you could leave that to one side and you come back an hour later, a couple of days later, and it's still going to be tacky. But with this one, what we're going to do is we're going to actually use some gilding flake. So you can get the gilding flake in many different ways. So we do this really cool kit, which is just a tiny little bottle of flitter glue, one little piece of fat foam, which is about that size. You also get the scoochy sponge as well, and that's for polishing. And you get a tiny little pot of gilding flake as well. But be warned, when you open that, it does tend to expand everywhere, and you get colour instructions in there. So you can actually get that if you've never used flitter glue before, and it's great. If you have got flitter glue already, you can buy the gilding flake in these pots as well, and we use really big leaves because it just lasts longer, better quality. And once I've got my pot, I empty it into one of these tubs, because it tends to go everywhere if you're not careful. So I'm just going to pick out a couple of leaves. Oh, that's a bit big, so I think we'll have that round there, and maybe this one round about here, and that's a bit big. Let's try this one.
Yeah,
I just want
Dion says, close
bit.
the windows, hide the cats and dogs.
Yes, definitely close the windows, turn the aircon off. There we go. So just a tiny weeny bit. So a little goes a really long way, so use it sparingly. Okay, so I'm just tapping that down. And then we get our embossing powder out. So I'm going to use a copper load of that. And I'm going to fill in those areas around here, and a little bit around there, and a bit there. And again, I'm going to sort of flip it quite quickly, and then repot. And then let's have some silver, I think. Let's go with silver, or let's just go silver all over. You could use lots of different colours on here. You could put some white on as well, but I'm just going to do this nice and quick for you. So you've noticed that I haven't actually taken any of the excess gilding flake off yet. That's right, you don't want to be doing that just yet. You want to just get your embossing powders on and all ready, and then get your heat gun. Let me just wipe that edge up there. There we go. So again, just emboss like you normally would. There we go. And just wait a few seconds until it's cooled down, because you don't want to touch it when it's hot. You'll certainly know it if you pop your finger on that. So just wait a few seconds. You can tell by what it feels like on the back of the card. So just leave that for a few seconds. Oh, already it's looking fabulous, isn't it? And then to finish, you just gently use your scoochy to take off the excess. And I'm not pressing down hard at all, just taking the excess of that gilding flake off. And let me just waft that out of the way. You ready? Oh, isn't that lovely? Isn't that just gorgeous? And I've just used gold on that one, so that's Chariot of Fire colour, and that's the colour that you get in the little mini kit. I just love that technique. And this is a big background so that you can see it, but if you imagine doing some flowers in that, or a mandala, that would look incredible. Absolutely incredible. Okay, was that number 4?
That was number 2. We're on to number 1 now.
Oh, don't you just love me? But I haven't
we'll have to practice this top 5 thing. I
yeah. I obviously can't count. But I haven't done the Luscious one yet.
Okay, so we'll have to do a 1A.
Can I do just a Luscious one, just quickly? I promise I won't take long over it.
Top 5's become top 6.
It has.
It's all messed up.
It has. Okay, I'll be really quick. I'll use this one, and I'll just be really quick.
No, you can do what you want.
There we go. So I'm going again with this one. Where's my there it is. Okay, so let's just quickly do this one. So again, oh, see
Yay.
what I mean? Look, I've torn it. Okay, what you like.
Just take a breath.
Take a breath. Stop panicking. We've got plenty of time.
There's no clock on it.
No. Well, you see, at least you can see that I mess up a lot as well.
Yeah, Sally says 5 tips plus a bonus one.
There you go, plus a bonus tip. Yeah. Okay, so this is getting a little bit, it's still got flutter glue on it, but it's getting just a little bit tacky. So I'm just going to make sure that I've got a little bit more flutter glue on here. There we go. There's my spatula. There we go. I'm just going to put a little bit more on because that might have been why I didn't get enough flutter glue on that stamp and why it pulled off the card. It probably had something to do with the fact that I kept it on there far too long as well. Okay, so here we go.
Kiss stamp. Mother-in-law.
Kiss stamp. As if you're kissing your mother-in-law. There you go. Okay, so we're going to
On, off.
On, off.
Yeah,
I think that should have been a bit quicker.
Yeah, I don't know what all this messing about with the palm of your hand is.
Yeah, okay. You're right, Arthur, you're right. So I'm going to go on with some of our Luscious here. So I think a little bit of red. Do you know what I should have done? I should have done some orange and green and then the copper, shouldn't I? That would have been nice. But these were just the colours that I pulled out. So that colour is raspberry. It's a really nice sort of rich, reddy colour. And this one is a beautiful green called Pied Piper. So I think what I'd like is mostly Luscious and just a little bit of embossing. There we go. And I'm just going to flick off any excess. There we are. That should do. And then should I do white or should I do copper? Copper's going on. So I would normally sort of do 2 or 3 colours, but I'm just, for ease of demonstration, I'm just going to do the one.
Sally's just asked what was the green called. It's called Pied Piper.
Pied Piper, yes. I'm just going to clean up the edges there from my fingers. Also, I haven't used what they call those little bags, anti-static bags. Some people use those. I'm a bit lazy. I can never find it as well. But you can use anti-static bags, which stops it from clinging to the rest of the card.
Sandra's asked, doesn't the Luscious contaminate the embossing powder?
To be honest, as long as you tap off the excess like I did, and get rid of that first before you put the embossing powder on, it shouldn't. And even if it did, it's only probably a few grains, and it's so fine that it's really not going to make that much difference to it. I think I probably would have put more colours on of the Luscious, but you get what it's doing. Oh, it's really nice. There's some glitter in that Pied Piper. That's lovely. Right, so that's your Luscious.
That was the bonus.
Yeah, that was your bonus. Now...
This is the top one, isn't it?
This is actually my favourite. This is the top one. This is number 1. Is that correct, Alfie?
Yes.
Yay!
Top one, number
the
one.
Top one, number 1. So I'm going to use this stencil, which I'm a little bit obsessed with at the moment. And this is William Morris number 3. So I'm just going to... pop this down, and let me get that straight on there. And this is going to be using the True Grit, which is the artist texture paste. This is the fine one, and it's lovely because it's it really shows up all the detail in your stencils, although this isn't terribly detailed, but it's really nice to work with. And if you use it for furniture and stuff like that, you can sand it quite safely. It does work quite nicely. So you get a nice big pot, get a spatula, and a decent amount on your spatula, and try and just put it on in one swoop. Okay, like that. And it's a bit like buttering your toast. There we go. And just fill in all these little bits that I've missed. I don't normally do the whole thing. I normally sort of do a little bit around the middle, or I leave some edges without it on, because I think it looks more interesting. Just put some back in there. Then we take the spatula into water and give that a clean, and then I'm going to take off just 3 sides of the tape. There we go. I've just realised that I didn't put my apron on, and I've got very sparkly legs now. So you leave the one at the top so it acts like a hinge, so you can just lift this up and pull away, and then you just need to clean this under the tap. I sometimes just get a spare piece of card and place it on, and then I'm not wasting any of it, so then I actually end up with a nice impression on number 2. There we go. Right, so that just needs a bit of a spray. I have got some tissue here, or just put it under the sink, but I don't have a sink in the studio, so that can be cleaned later. Right, so now we've got this. Whilst it's still wet, I'm going to put on some copper. And then again, we're going to tip this off, and you have to just give it a good flip like that. And then again, that goes back in the pot. Then let's go with some gold. And again, flip that off. Make sure I go in the correct tub.
Sarah says the tiny spot which is blotted too much, how would you correct that?
Sorry, say that again.
The tiny spot that has blotted too much, just on the bottom, there's on the actual stencil, it's just gone under the stencil basically.
This bit?
Yeah.
How do you correct it?
That's the question.
Oh yeah, I don't. I just embrace it as part of stenciling. I don't worry about that at all, because once you've actually done this technique, you won't really notice that at all. No, I just I just embrace it. Oh, I've put too much silver on now. I was going to put some white on, but I think that'll look weird if I only do that little bit in white. So I'm going to
Put the
go
gold back on that.
Yeah, I'm going to put a bit more gold on there. There we go. Okay. Right, so this is my favourite, and what happens is when you heat this, the true grit bubbles up at the same time as all of the embossing powders melt. Oh, just put my hand in that. Clever K. Just put a tiny spot on there. There we go. And you get this really lovely effect. Okay, we're ready. It'll take a while to get going, and you'll hear this lovely sort of crackling noise as well as the embossing powder melts and creates a crust with the true grit, and that's the true grit bubbling up, which is lovely. Remember, don't overheat your embossing powder. As soon as it's gone shiny, move on to the next area. Wow, look at that. Look at that. It's really, really, I hope you can see that. It's really raised up. It just is fantastic. Can you see that? Yeah, can you see how it's raised? It's just glorious. It really is. I just love it. And I've put it on white card or black card because I thought you'd be able to see it so much clearer. And yes, it does look great on black card, but that's not to say that you can't put it onto white at all. So let's bring in some of the samples that we've done. There we go. Can't fit them all on. There we are. Those are just 5 plus a little bonus of some of my favourite ways of doing embossing powders. The ultra fine ones, that is, and they work really beautifully. And as I say, the ones that I've used are Copper Load of That, Hi Ho Silver, Glam Rock Gold and White Cliffs of Dover. So just 4 colours. I hope you enjoyed that. I certainly did. Thanks ever so much for joining us. Please remember, if you've liked it, give us a thumbs up and like it, comment and share, and then you put into the prize draw for £25 voucher there. And if you want to buy anything off the website, please do, but remember to put in EMB20 and that will give you 20% off everything in your basket.
No, just the products you've
Oh, I beg your pardon. So 20% off your embossing powders, your flitter glue and your true grit. So thank you ever so much, everybody. Take care, have a great day, and I will see you next week on Tuesday. If not, I might see you at our open day on Saturday the 11th of February, which is this Saturday coming. Take care, everyone. Speak to you soon. Bye for now.